Okay, tell me what you remember. 12 inches is how many feet?
1 foot.
Correct. Therefore, Antonio, the ratio is what to what?
12 to 1.
Okay, good. How many of you got that right? Oh, 1 foot. How many inches?
12 inches.
And what's the ratio?
1 to 12.
Sounds good. What about feet to yards? 3 feet?
1 to 3.
And ratio?
3 to 1.
Finally, letter D. Kelly. 1 yard, how many feet? And your ratio? Okay. Lesson 21 is all about converting measurements. So it's still like what we've been doing. You can use TRF. You can use tape diagram. You can use equivalency ratio tables. You can use an equation if you know how to do equations. And you could do coordinate plane if you wanted to also. You do what's best for you. What I'm going to show you is how it works for all the strategies, and at that point then, you decide what you want to do and do it the way you want to do it. But you have to show a strategy. The next 2 pages are the same pages that I gave you as that extra handout called addendum. The reason why I separated for you is so you don't have to keep flipping back and forth as you go through the problems in the booklet. What these are all of the conversions that you might need when you do the problems. You do not have to memorize them. When you get the quiz on Friday, you won't have to memorize any of these. They'll be given to you. You do need to know how to use them. But as far as memorization, don't worry about it. This is metric. The previous page is what's called the English system or US system. Bridge. Take a pass. The next page that we're going to go to is your page number 5. All right, let's take this first question. I know you could probably do this in your head, but the point is I want to show you using all of the strategies that we've used in Common Core. We want to know how many feet are in 48 inches. The first strategy is a tape diagram. What is the conversion involving feet to inches? Look for the unit rate, too. Martina. Okay, either or. Let's just do 1 foot equals 12 inches. Whatever you put on the line becomes your tape diagram. So I'm going to make a 1 by 12 tape diagram. That's my 1 to 12. What measurement does the problem give you? Antonio?
US customary?
No, but in the problem itself, what number do we have to divide up?
Oh, 48
48 what?
inches.
So your 48 inches, like we've been doing all along in tape diagram, has to be divided, in this case, by how many boxes?
12.
And what is 48 divided by 12?
4.
That's your magic number. Put 4 in every box. And then you could see right away that 48 inches is how many feet? And
4.
good. So that's the tape diagram method. Strategy 2. Equivalency ratio table. The ratio is still the same, 1 foot, 12 inches. That's like the value of your ratio table, so you could start with that. And then start to scale up. 2 and what? Jack? Charlie, 3 and what?
6.
And finally, the one we need, 4 and,
48.
that's the one we need, 48 inches is 4 feet. Equations. That's what we're trying to find, because you have to decide which equation to use. Same conversion, 1 foot is 12 inches. That never changes. Here are the two equations, but which one are you supposed to use? I stands for inches and S stands for feet. Whatever it is that you're trying to find is the variable on the left. Anthony.
Feet equals I.
Right, you're trying to find feet, so that's always going to be on the left. What gets substituted in for inches? Smiley. No, we already have 12. What do they give you in the, go to the question. Right. So 48 divided by 12 is? What is it, Steve?
12. I mean, no, 4.
That's using an equation if you choose to do that. Finally, TRF. Same thing, the conversion does not change. 1 foot is 12 inches. What's the template? Dog. You could also do feet over inches as long as you put the ratios top to bottom in correctly. Got to put them in, pause, correctly. So you have to be careful here because she kind of reversed it, which is okay. I just have to be careful because that's not right. There is not 1 inch and 12 feet. What should it be? Steven? Okay, good. We're trying to find feet. They give you inches. Then use either multiplicative structure or constant to figure out the missing value. What are we multiplying by to get from one ratio to the other?
12 times 4.
Missing number is 4. Where?
On the ratio. What's the fall by the ratio? No, it's just, no. No, not there. The other one. On middle one. Ratio. The middle, no. Ratio.
No, the middle one.
The ratio.
The
It
one
looks
looks
like
like
a
a
7.
seven.
Right here, it looks like a 7. Does it really matter?
We're good. And you could also do coordinate plane if you needed to, but obviously I think that takes a lot longer. Let's take a vote. How many would like to maybe use equations? Good. Okay. How many want would like equivalency ratio tables? What about tape diagrams? What about TRF? Doesn't matter as long as you show it a certain way. So I'm going to do one more problem with you, and then I'll let you work the rest in the groups. And then I need to meet briefly outside with my advanced group. All right, let's go to the next page. Oh, by the way, we kind of did this together. Strategy is most efficient. What strategy takes the most amount of time? And which ones do you think you would use? We kind of did that. So let's take our first problem. Okay. So they want to know how many inches are in 12 feet. And I know you can do it in your head. I realize that. What I don't want you to do is this. Don't write this. That's not a strategy, really. You have to do a strategy as shown in the first 4 examples. Okay. First thing you do is you do this. Conversion needed. If you don't know it in your head, and some of them you'll get to, you might not know it in your head, you go to your addendum. And we're trying to find the feet to inches conversion. Everything is on the first 2 pages. When you read through it, you find it as 1 foot, because we just did it, equals how many inches? Because it's always going to be that unit rate. 1 foot is how many inches? Kirsten. Now, you could do tape diagram, you could do ratio table, you could do equation. I'm going to show it as TRF, because that's what the majority voted on. Feet over inches. Whatever you put here is your first part in your ratio. That becomes, after your template, the ratio. You just got to make sure that you put 1 on the top and 12 on the bottom, because that's the way you put it in your template. You're trying to find inches, and they give you feet as 12. And then eventually, yeah, you do wind up with having to multiply. What do you got? Say. Okay. Any questions on it, what to do, how to show work? No shortcuts, right? Doesn't matter which strategy you use, you got to do it the way I've shown you in the first 4 examples. Yeah.
Can you do like a tape diagram? It says 12 feet, so does that mean you do it in 1 box?
After you make your 1 to 12, okay, they give you feet. Put 12 in that box, and 12 is automatic. You're not dividing in this case. You're multiplying. You're putting 12 in every box. All right, any questions? All right, group up. I need to meet with my advance in the hall.